The Philippines is shocked after Saudi royals just said this about Filipinos. Now, I'm excited to see this because not only did a lot of you guys link it over, but you also linked it over telling me that this is a really incredibly and interesting, informative video that is worth your while. So please check it out. Hey, I cannot wait to see it. Come join me, please. Let's go.
Decades, Filipinos have been the quiet force behind Saudi Arabia's most powerful families, industries, and institutions. They've served with loyalty, dedication, and a work ethic that's impossible to ignore. But no one expected what just happened. A statement from Saudi royals has sent shockwaves through the Philippines, one that speaks volumes about the impact of Filipinos in the kingdom. It's not just about respect. It's not just about gratitude. It's something far deeper. What did they say? And why is it changing everything? Stay with me, because this is a story you won't want to miss. Have you ever wondered who Saudi princes trust more than anyone else? Not their royal relatives, not billionaire tycoons, not even the lifelong advisors who whisper in their ears. No, when it comes to real, unwavering trust, the kind that could mean life or death, they turn to Filipinos. Sounds surprising, right? Imagine one of the wealthiest, most powerful monarchies on earth, built on oil, gold, and unimaginable luxury, placing their deepest trust in people from a distant archipelago, thousands of miles away. But this isn't just about jobs, contracts, or convenience. It runs far deeper than that.
Is it loyalty?
This trust isn't just earned through hard work or loyalty. It's built on something far more profound, a bond that transcends culture, language, and borders. And here's the thing, most people have no idea why. They see the surface, the wealth, the palaces, the lavish lifestyles, but they miss the real story. A story that, once you hear it, changes everything. Let's take it back to the beginning. Saudi Arabia, a land of endless deserts and unimaginable wealth, where tradition and luxury intertwine in ways most people can't even fathom.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then there's the Philippines, a nation of warmth, resilience, and an almost magical ability to adapt to whatever life throws its way.
Adaptability.
On paper, these two places couldn't be more different. Yet, from the moment Filipino workers set foot in the kingdom, something just clicked. The Saudi royals weren't simply hiring workers, they were welcoming trusted companions, caretakers, and in many cases, people who became like family. Why? Because Filipinos bring something money can't buy. Something that doesn't come with a salary or a contract clause. It's called malasakit. There's no perfect translation, but if you had to sum it up, it's genuine care going beyond duty, beyond obligation, and looking after someone because you truly want to. And in a world where trust is more valuable than oil, that kind of loyalty, that's priceless.
And that's like in a world full of people who have money hanging over their head where this is the reason why I do this. This is the reason why I do this. This is the reason why I do this. In a world like that, when you have Filipinos who are not having the money over their head, what they're having is that love, that trust, and that true compassion, and just that passionate ability to be able to look at you as a person, see right through you and say, listen, I'm here for you. There's not much else. Yes, the money comes with it, but I'm here for you. The beauty of that is like, you can't attain that anywhere else. And this is like in the soul of Filipinos, bro. It's incredible.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so they're great at their jobs, so what? But this runs deeper. In Saudi culture, trust isn't just important, it's sacred. And once you understand why, everything starts to make sense. Loyalty isn't handed out, it's earned, it's tested, it's proven over time. And Filipinos, they didn't just work hard, they went above and beyond, often in ways no one saw coming. There are stories, countless stories, of Filipino nurses staying at a royal's bedside long after their shift ended. Not because they had to, but because they wanted to. Of Filipino nannies raising Saudi princes and princesses as if they were their own, teaching them languages, wiping their tears, becoming the quiet, steady presence in their lives. Of drivers, chefs, and housekeepers, trusted with the most intimate details of royal households who never once broke that trust. And that's worth more than a paycheck. It's not just what they do, It's how they do it. The warmth, the emotional intelligence, the ability to read a room and instinctively know what's needed, whether it's silence, comfort, or just a reassuring presence.
Yeah, you can't curate that.
That's not a skill you can teach in a training manual.
Yep, exactly.
It's something deeper, something that can't be bought.
Yeah.
It's not something you can fake. You either have it or you don't.
Yes.
And Filipinos, they have it in spades. Now let's talk about adaptability. Because if there's one thing Filipinos master, it's blending in without losing themselves. The Philippines has a significant Muslim population, especially in Mindanao. So long before stepping foot in Saudi Arabia, many Filipinos already understood and respected Islamic customs. They knew how to carry themselves, how to honor traditions, how to navigate a culture where dignity and respect mean everything. That set them apart from other foreign workers. They weren't just there for a paycheck. They became part of something bigger.
Yes.
And the Saudis noticed. Filipino workers quickly became the gold standard. Families didn't just hire them, they requested them. Word spread fast.
Yeah, they asked for them specifically.
If
That's
you were
crazy.
a Saudi royal looking for someone to trust with your home, your children, your personal affairs, there was only one clear choice. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. This trust didn't stop at household staff. It expanded. Filipinos became the go-to professionals in everything, from medicine to aviation.
And
Ever
IT,
wonder
by
why
the way.
so many Filipino nurses, engineers, and skilled workers dominate the workforce in the Middle East? That's not random, it's by demand.
Yeah.
And as that demand grew, so did the bond between two nations. The Philippines became one of Saudi Arabia's biggest sources of overseas workers. In return, the money sent home by those workers became a lifeline for millions of Filipino families. It was a partnership mutually beneficial, yes, but also built on something much rarer.
Yeah.
Genuine, earned respect. And that's the part people don't talk about enough. If this were just about wages, the Saudis could have hired from anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
The world isn't short on workers willing to do the job. But what makes Filipinos different? It's not something you find on a resume. It's in the way they show up day after day in a foreign land, thousands of miles from home, yet still manage to create a sense of home.
And keep that heart and
That's
soul.
a rare gift.
Yeah.
And the Saudis saw it. Of course, not every story is perfect. There have been struggles, challenges, even controversies. But through it all, one thing has never changed: the trust. Because when it really counts, when life, family, and legacy are on the line, who do you trust? Not the one with the fanciest degree, not the one with the best credentials,
The one with the most
but
heart.
the one who has proven, time and time again, that they'll be there when it matters.
Yeah.
And that's why, in a world where fortunes rise and fall, where power shifts like the desert wind, one thing remains constant. If you want loyalty, dedication, and a heart that puts people first, you call a Filipino. That's just how it is. By the late 1970s, something remarkable had happened. Filipinos in Saudi Arabia weren't just workers anymore. They had become part of the family, woven into the very fabric of society. Trusted not just to fill roles, but to build relationships that would last for generations. At first, it was all word of mouth. One Saudi family would tell another, "Get a Filipino worker. They won't let you down." And just like that, the demand skyrocketed.
Spread like wildfire.
Not because of recruitment agencies,
Yep.
not because of government deals, but because people saw the difference, the consistency. The way Filipinos didn't just do a job, they owned it.
Yes.
By the time the 1980s rolled around,
They do that with music
hiring
too.
a Filipino wasn't just a choice, it was the gold standard.
Yes.
These weren't short-term hires. Some of them stayed with families for decades. Think about that. Crossing oceans, leaving their own families behind, dedicating years of their lives to another household.
Yeah.
That's not just hard work. That's loyalty on a level most people wouldn't even consider. And then there are the stories, like the one about a Saudi prince who, when his health began to fail, placed his trust in just one person, his personal nurse, a Filipina. And that tells you everything you need to know. Doctors came and went, but she was the one who never left his side. When he had to fly overseas for treatment, he made one thing clear: no one else could take her place. And this wasn't just about medical skills, it was about trust. The kind that goes beyond duty or obligation. The kind that comes from knowing someone is looking out for you, not because they're paid to, but because they genuinely care.
Yeah, their heart and
this
soul
wasn't
in
a
it.
rare case. Time and time again, the same stories unfolded. Filipinos who arrived as employees but became something more. The ones who raised royal children, who turned houses into homes, who were trusted with secrets, fortunes, and even the well-being of future kings and queens. Take another story this time, of a young housemaid who started working for a royal family before she was even out of her teens. Years passed. She became a constant presence in the home. The children didn't just know her, they depended on her, confided in her. In some ways, they trusted her more than their own relatives. Then one day, the princess she had helped raise got married. And when it came time to start a new life, she had just one request. She comes with me, not as a servant, as family. That's the kind of bond we're talking about. It's not just about work ethic or skill. Plenty of people can follow instructions, do a good job, and collect a paycheck. But Filipinos, they bring something you can't teach, something you can't manufacture.
Yeah, something you can't
curate. The ability
curate.
to make people feel safe, valued, cared for. And that's rare. Now you'd think with all this trust, all this admiration, everything would be perfect. But life isn't a fairy tale. There were struggles.
Yeah.
There were times when the system failed them, when the work was too much, when the distance from home felt unbearable. Not every employer was kind. Not every situation was fair. But here's the thing, Filipinos don't break easily. Even when faced with challenges that would have made others walk away, they held on.
Yes.
They adapted.
Yes,
They
I
found
mentioned
ways
this.
to push forward, to make the best of their circumstances, to keep going. Because that's another thing about Filipinos. They don't quit. They don't crumble at the first sign of hardship. They endure. They adjust. And no matter how tough the situation, they always find a way to bring light even
pushing.
in the darkest moments.
Yes, bro.
That's why you'll find Filipinos everywhere in Saudi Arabia hospitals, schools, companies filling roles that demand an unbelievable level of trust. Managing accounts, caring for elderly royals, handling affairs that most outsiders wouldn't even be allowed to know about. And yet, decade after decade, that trust hasn't wavered.
Just think about it, the amount of like pressure that is on you, but they keep going. They keep consistently pushing through. They keep consistently pushing forward, even with pressure on their shoulders. This is something that you cannot curate in somebody. And yes, people can become more adaptive to some things, but the reality is when you're born into a world where a lot of things consistently happen to you, where you are born into a place where you need to adapt consistently, like the Philippines, for example, with typhoons and all the above, all of this stuff, right, only creates the perfect concoction for a beautiful human being. And that being somebody who is incredible with work ethic, incredible with being a passionate, compassionate person. These things you can't just like bribe into somebody. This is something that somebody needs to genuinely feel to have it. And it's in all Filipinos, man.
Even as the world changes, as cultures shift and societies evolve, the bond between Filipinos and Saudi Arabia remains.
This is something you can never forget, and I love these kinds of videos mainly because of the fact that it shows you the truth, you know, and the reality is that people like this are important. People like this are crucial to the world. And it is the most incredible, most beautiful thing to witness and to see over and over, because there's so many stories that I even still need to get to that Filipinos working abroad have changed lives quite literally, even with the smallest things that you would consider small that actually equate to such a bigger scale, to such a bigger level that a lot of people don't realize. And it is incredible, man. Thank you to every single OFW, every single nurse, every single caregiver, IT worker, engineer that is working abroad, away from home, away from everybody they love, just to do something that they are passionate about and create new love in a sense of showing people compassion, showing them that they are part of a family. It's beautiful. It is unbelievable. Even if people mistreat you, you stay that way, you stay compassionate, you stay who you are. That's something that can't be broken. Thank you guys for linking us over. Thank you for everything. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hey, if you liked it, leave a like. If you loved it, subscribe. If you want more, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, till next time, guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
Look. How good you been living? Wait, how good you been living? I've been living too good for you. I've been living too. Did what I did and I do it again. Every move that I make, I ain't feeling repent. Nobody believes to believe it's a friend, and you question your moves like you really won't end.